We're back for another page in Froggy Nights colouring book. If you haven't seen the previous video where we chose our colour palette for the whole colouring book, then you can go ahead and watch that. I will link it somewhere up here, and it will of course be on my main channel. And the premise for this is that we choose our pens, we've got the palette ready to go, we've already done our first page in this book, and today we are going to do page 2. Alrighty, well, we're going to skip straight to the page of the colouring book, and I'd already picked this out the other day because I did this first page with you all, and then I couldn't get over how cute and adorable this page was with the watermelon, so I knew straight away I wanted to do this. So I'm grabbing my page protector, and unfortunately I don't have a full one, so I'm just using 2 together. It's not ideal because it does create a little bit of a ridge, but we are working with what we've got. Okay, we have our pen palette that we chose from last session, and I knew straight away that I wanted to pick out the pinks to start with the watermelon, because after all it was the center of the page. So I'm just grabbing out all the colors of the pinks, and it really is just so lovely to be able to already have that palette set out so that I had my pinks to choose from. This is a quick snapshot of the pinks. By the way, if you hear snorting in the background, it's my little Chihuahua monster who is just snoring behind me, and it's just adorable. So I just thought I'd quickly swatch some of the pinks and the purples, get an idea of the colours that I wanted. I think you will be very similar to me in that I've got an idea in my head about how and what I want it to look like in the end, and by swatching it really does just help figure that out. So I'm just referencing down the particular colours here because you may not have chosen the palette from my previous video, so this is for those that just want to do this video and they have no interest in creating the palette. So this is me just jotting down the numbers. Are you a colorist that just goes by the name, or do you like the number? I do understand the need for the numbers because I know Ohuhu have recently changed their numbering system, and so it's really difficult to match by just the name of the shade. So that's why I'm trying to learn to put down the shade number rather than just the name, but I must confess I don't particularly enjoy that part because I just want to get on and colour. But I'm doing my due diligence so that you can follow along and you're not frustrated by me not giving you the pen references. But please do let me know, is it nice? Do you like the fact that I clustered the pens together and then you can do your own shade check off camera or off, before you do your page? I know that this is sometimes part of the annoying process of colouring, but others enjoy it, so I would love to know your thoughts. Do you like the process of colouring and choosing and swatching, or do you just want to have it all pre-planned for you and done? Oh, and this is me just pointing out to you the fact that I love particular 3 shades, and those were the ones that I kind of went with. They were calling to me. And I also liked that really bright one. So I do find the amaranth, I think it is. Oh no, it's not on there. The raspberry one, I just absolutely love it, along with lychee juice. Lychee juice is one of my favourites. So here we are starting our page. And I basically just start by colouring in the watermelon, just this nice light pink shade. You know me, start with the lightest and move on into the deeper. So I'm going to leave you with that for a bit. And the annoying thing about this is that some of the pen bled through from the page protector, so unfortunately sometimes that just happens. So I was just checking the shade there, and then we're going to crack on with the waterline. Now I chose beneath the waterline to do a deeper pink, so I wanted it tonally to match, but as you can see it still looks nice, but it gives that impression of being below the water. now we're going on to our shades of green, so I'm just grabbing my pot again. And for anyone that's not really sure, this was actually from a pen set of Ohuhu's that I bought separately. I think it was either the pastel set or the browns and neutrals, but I'm just grabbing out all of the greens. So again, half of the work has already been done just by the fact that we've selected a palette for this colouring book, so it's not too overwhelming. And these are all the colour greens for the palette, so you can go ahead and grab yours, and same process, we're just gonna grab all of the greens and do whatever takes your fancy. But me, I cannot resist doing these cute little froggy figures. They are my joy. And moving on to the actual watermelon itself, I knew that I wanted to do a colour below the line, and then I realised I instantly had messed up because I just went straight over the line and did the top as well. So I thought, well, let's just keep it cohesive, let's do all the watermelon one colour, and then we'll worry about the deeper shading later, which is exactly what I do. So I go in with a darker shade here. You can see from the lid, I do my best to try and keep the lid on display for you so that you can know what shade I'm doing, but instantly that does just bring out that layer of above the water and underneath. And I like the stripes of the watermelon. I think instantly we can all tell what it is by the fact that I've just done the stripes, and I do that just following below the line in just a deeper shade of green. And then before we get too far ahead, I actually bring in a little bit of shading. I know some people wait to the end and do the shading all together, but I actually like to just go with the flow. If I fancy to do a bit of shading, I do, and I just continue where my heart takes me. So I just filling in the pips, and I didn't want to put any black on this page. That's really important for me to be more creative. And as you can see, I just used two different types of brown below the waterline. Now me, I'm an aqua girly. I love my aquas. I love anything underwater and sea themed. So I've got many ideas for the future to do, like lots of underwater and mermaid magical scenes. I've got lots of colouring books screaming at me to start. But for now, we are just concentrating on doing this Froggy colouring book because that's the book that inspired me to start up this channel. And then we're moving on to the aqua greens. So these are my three absolute favourite colours in the Ohuhu Honolulu Bs. So we're going to go in with the lightest shade for the coral first. This is how I just easily fill in coral. I love to do my tones of light to dark. And I'm quite free-handed with it. I don't overthink it. I just think, where would the light be? Obviously the closer clustered sections are going to be darker, so keep to the black lines, keep as close to the shapes as you can. And even if you mess up, it actually adds really nicely to the overall feel of it. It's not an exam, it's not a test, you just have fun and play. And actually I picked up a different colour there. I wanted to go pink, and then I thought, actually, wouldn't it look lush if I edged it with lemon? And it was just the perfect choice, so I'm super pleased with that. And sometimes you can come across combinations that you didn't think about. Oh, we got our oranges now, so I wanted a fiery coral for this one, so these are the 3 that I chose. Again, same premise, light to dark, and just play, have fun. I like just experimenting on little areas so that I'm not kind of too overwhelmed with taking on a big project and wishing that I hadn't. So here we're going to start the bubbles. Now I learnt this technique from one of my tutorial colouring books, and it's basically a rainbow effect. So you do one colour on one sort of circle of the bubble, then you go in, so I did blue for the first one, which was light minty blue I think it was. Then I chose a pink. Again, all of these pens are from the palette set, there's nothing added. Just do another little section that's connected to the blue, so you slightly go over the blue to create like a purple. And then you do the final with the yellow, and again the yellow with blue makes a green. So you don't actually need that many colours, and then you just get the thin blender pen, and I start in the centre and work outwards, so you're not going over and messing up the colour, but you're kind of blurring the colours in towards the centre, so it gives you that bubble effect. And I thought it was really beautiful, and you can see that it's just very light and delicate. So onto the little fish. I wanted to do a slight rainbow effect with the fish as well, just because it was a really fun colouring page and I just wanted to be a little bit more magical, a little bit less realistic. So just had fun. And then we're onto the browns. So I chose these 3 here, fawn and caramel, I think are some of my favourites. And this was to do the straw hat, and I just did this crosshatch effect. I thought I didn't want it to be all muddy and brown and like a bit blurred, so I just started with the lightest shade, and then this is the mid shade, and just continued to do crosshatch kind of movements across the hat to create this kind of straw hat effect. And I thought it came out really well actually. And just go slow. I used the thinner tip, not the brush tip for this one. I really love the brush tip effect pens. A lot of people I know love the chisel, but for me, I just got on better with the brush tip. And again, just coming back in with the light fawn and going over it again. And you can see already it instantly looks like it's straw. And I just built that up until I was happy with the kind of look that I wanted to create. I think again also I filled in a slight bit of gap with a little bit of yellow. There we go. Just to make it seem as if there was like a little bit of light coming through, or that it was a bit warmer toned than just like a stark thick hat. It kind of gave me that essence of the hat that I wanted. Now moving on to the little cute pieces of the watermelon, I just put a little bit of pink on the edges where they were holding them and then just blended it out. And then the same colour that I used for the main watermelon, just did the same on them, and then did the little bit of stripes with the little fine tip. And I don't know what it is about watermelon, but it looks really beautiful when you're colouring in. Started off with these balloons. I know I wanted to do a little fun project. I know it, grammatically or colouring effect, the shadows are actually on opposite sides, but I didn't really mind. I just thought I'd try something which was like this duotone effect. Oh, and for some reason I went back on to doing the coral and the kind of grass down below. So just had a little go with that. Apologies for my camera. My desk is an amazing little pop-up desk from Amazon, but it does wobble a little bit because it's not like a fixed table. Now these are the violets. I do like a little bit of violet, and nothing that's too sort of really like, I don't know, too lost. I wanted a nice strong definite purple, and again we're just going in with the lightest colour first. I didn't want to do pink flowers because I wanted the watermelon to be the pinkest thing on the page. So normally I do tend to do pink flowers, but this time I thought no, I'll change it and I'm going to do purple, and I'm really pleased with the idea. And then now we're onto our greens. So these are the same greens, but just a different mix for the leaves up above. Same as always, light to dark, light to dark. And then I start to imagine a bit later on where I want to put my shading. But to start with, we just do all over the same color. And I just did both sections at the same time because it just makes it easier for your eye, and just it makes sense to keep with the same color to get the areas done, because it just creates that cohesiveness. And we're going in with this mid green. I think this is guacamole. I absolutely love this color. It's such a lush, like olivey green color. Again, experimenting all the time with what kind of greens I like together. Do they match the scene? Are they a little bit sort of seasonal? You know, is guacamole really a summer green? I don't know, but I was just enjoying and having fun and playing around with whatever comes to mind. Now after doing those details, I thought I would move on to the aquas, but in a different way. So these are my favorites, and this is for the water. So I was trying to think of, you know, a main base color for the water, and I thought, well, let's do it lighter either side of the watermelon and then do it darker in the center again to try and give the message across that it's sort of in the shade underneath the watermelon. Why the watermelon's floating in the water, I have no idea, but we're not going to overthink that too much. I'm a little bit annoyed because up on this page, I don't know what it was, maybe my page protector was a little bit dirty from underneath, but you'll see throughout the page that it just seemed to bled through quite a lot today, so apologies for that, and I was a bit miffed myself, but you know what, it's just supposed to be fun, it's not supposed to be over the top, like obsessive, so these mistakes happen, and I hope it gives you grace and permission to just not worry about it. If it bleeds through, it bleeds through. And if I was really particular, I could always go in with some acrylic highlights to try and mask that, but it just teaches me more and more, like just maybe even wipe my acrylic page protectors between colouring pages. Does anyone do that already? I'd be really interested to know. because maybe that should be something that we all do, is like have a wipe and we just naturally wipe down our page protectors with an alcohol wipe or something. Let me know if this is a thing. So anyway, we're going in with our highlights, our dark spots. Choose the colour that most suits you, but I wanted to put in a few green highlights as well, because after all, water is never just purely blue. It's always got the green highlights reflecting off the plants, and it just naturally has that algae within it. So just putting in some highlights as and when I felt like it, trying to emphasize the shading in the center. And then we're on to the 3 pinks that I wanted to do for the clouds. I wanted like the light of the sun going down to be reflecting off the clouds, so I kind of wanted to do this ombre cloud effect. So there we are, we start with the orange and then we go into the pinks. I'm really pleased with how this worked out. And I don't know what it is, but I decided to do a black, like night sky, dark night sky, and I cannot tell you how happy I was to see this colour going on. It just excited me that it turned from what I thought was going to be a day scene into an early evening scene, and I loved how the ideas came to me as I was colouring, because to start with I didn't really know what I was going to do, but as soon as I decided to do the ombre clouds with like the sunset, I thought, ooh, wouldn't it be nice if the night sky was starting to pop out with these stars, and they're having so much fun that they actually don't care what time of day it is, that they're just bobbing around on the water, having fun, having a romantic time together, and this inky sort of night is just slowly creeping up. But not in a bad way, but in like a beautiful, like the day isn't over, the night is just about to begin, and just like that magical element of being out in the summer heat. It's a little bit cooler now that the sun's going down, but you know, the magic isn't over. I just wanted those kind of vibes, so that's what we did. And I'm just, yeah, I want to be in this page at this point. I'm just so loving the vibes. And last but not least, we've got the kind of more aquary blue-greens for the hedges. And I just, again, wanted to end with a little bit darker. I could have gone bright like the overhanging leaves, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to break up that green so that the leaves and the frogs really popped, and that the bushes and the shrubs were a bit more ocean-like, to kind of blend the sky with the water. So here we are going in with this main colour and then switching it up to the deeper one. Oh, and obviously I felt like it needed deepening a little bit more, so we're just putting these strokes in with that colour. I actually really like blending that colour in because it draws your eye to the hedge and makes it all cohesive, just bringing it down into the water. So go me. This is a technique I learned from watching Coco Wyo's pages, colouring pages. She always does this kind of ombre effect with lightest to darkest, and I've adopted it ever since. I really do love it, just because it brings in that fun sort of shrub-like look with the bouncing bits, and then she just always dots the colour through the different layers so it brings the cohesiveness together, and it still quite obviously looks like a hedge. Now here I'm bringing in the Shuttle Art acrylic pens. I'm not a fan, to be honest. They're a bit watery, and I may well be switching them up for the Ohuhu set when I can afford it. But for now we are using them, and I'm just trying to just create a little bit of a galaxy effect, like it's swooshing in from the right behind the leaves and coming in with the stars being sort of brought with the sky. So I created this kind of effect as if they've been brought in through the stars, and these two just happen to be a bit closer to the frogs than the other ones. So I was just having fun again, just bringing in different elements. So I chose a blue, I chose a white, and just any colours that popped out to me. And then, oh, I switched over to this beautiful kind of peachy cream to again just imagine the starlight bouncing off the clouds and reflecting through, and I was really pleased with it. It's a really lovely colour actually. But yeah, in terms of the pens of Shuttle Art, you do have to layer them, which isn't a bad thing, but you can see there I am having to go over them a little bit to make sure that they're opaque. But I'm quite pleased with the fact that I did like a light blue and then I did a dark blue for the other half, and I thought it was a really nice effect. Then went in with the blue on the hedges, and I know sometimes you think, oh, should I bother with an acrylic pen, but honestly it really does make a big difference. Now I popped these cream like pinky bits, like peachy bits in onto the hedges, and I went back later on and actually overdid them because it looked a little weird once it had dried, so I think I corrected that a bit later. But anywho, doing a little bit of blue with the starlight and the night sky bouncing off, and bringing in just a couple of areas on the leaves where the light was bouncing. And we're finally getting in with our white highlights. Oh, and I forgot his little mouth, so I went in with lychee and pink carnation. Oh, and deep blush obviously. Then we're making marks for the watermelon and making sure that it's got some texture. Here, damn it, I realised that there was a big splotch, so I tried to cover it over, absolutely hated where it was going, so I just had to quickly do something to make it look a bit different. And I thought, I know what, I'm just going to texturise the hell out of this watermelon. So I started adding loads of different like lines and splotches and started bringing in some more texture as if it was just like, a fruit. And I don't think it was too bad. I just made lots of little dots, and again the page protector bled through a little bit, but we're not going to worry about that. This was really lovely under the water. I really enjoyed that effect, and I know it's not particularly accurate for a watermelon, but again, it's all about having fun, it's not about accuracy, and I think it was really nice. Going in with the bubbles, gonna just get rid of the black edge, and I think it again makes them pop. Added in some extra little dots and some extra purple, added in some extra jelly roll highlights. And then the final thing was, how do we make it look like everything is happening under the water? And the quick solution for me to do that was just to add in these lines, little reflections of the light above and the different elements that were above. So I'm going in with various strokes of length and just popping them where I naturally find that I want to put them. I love doing night sky so much, honestly. So once we've done that, we just go in with the acrylic onto the stars, do the yellow first, and then I go back in with some white just to make it pop a little bit more a little bit later on. But I just love how adding acrylic does just make all the difference. So yeah, it just makes them pop a little bit more, makes them seem less heavy on the page. And then I just did a few highlights with the gel, but you honestly couldn't see that. After the final thing, named it Watermelon Wonder, and that is it. And here we have the completed page. I am so pleased with it. I hope you have had a really fun time colouring along with me. Maybe you've added in your own unique elements. I was really struggling with what to do here with the water, but I actually quite like the streaks. I like the different styles. I've challenged myself to do a few different things, like the stars in the sky, trying to use 2 different acrylic pens on the balloons there. And overall, I don't think it's too bad. So, Watermelon Wonder, there you are. Now, in the next video, we are going to be doing another page from this colouring book, but I'm going to be adding in a little twist. But until then, happy colouring, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!